The Orioles make major moves. Emmanuel Rivera sent down. Heston Kjerstad sent down to the minors as well in order to make room for Cedric Mullins and Jordan Westburg as the Orioles try to climb back into this playoff race. They are 8.5 games out in the wild card. Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. Lots to get to. Is Heston being sent down just for a reset, or is this going to be a longer-term stay for Heston down in the minors? Emmanuel Rivera sent down. Ced and Westy up as the Orioles try to improve their hitting across the board, but particularly against lefties. What do Ced and Westy coming back to the Birds mean for the Birds exactly? I'm going to get to it with an astounding statistic from the Baltimore Sun about when Westy is in the lineup versus not. And again, I know I sound like a broken record. Well, first of all, I called the Heston thing a few weeks ago, but I know I sound like a broken record with how the Birds are against lefties, but they're facing two tough lefties just in the Detroit series this week, including Skubal. So this could be a tough week, but hopefully some of these moves will make it better than a tough week. This is Orioles Digest again. Like, subscribe, do all of the things that are being asked of you. But again, let's run through the headlines. Cedric Mullins is back. Jordan Westburg is back. These are the lefty numbers that we're going to get to in a bit. Heston Kjerstad has been sent down. And, you know, the interesting thing with Heston is that, you know, the start to his career was actually hurt because of a lack of playing time and some injuries. But this season, he got a chance. He got a legitimate chance to play, and unfortunately, he did not deliver. And these were his numbers this year. He hit 192 with a 5.66 OPS across a pretty good sample size of 167 plate appearances. You know, and the thing is, Kjerstad did post actually a 746 OPS in that limited playing time in his first 2 years, but he just couldn't turn it around. Here's the thing. Kjerstad is too talented to go by the wayside. So either the Birds have to figure out a way down on the farm to get his potential out of him, or they may have to consider dealing him. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is going to be just a quick refresh, reset down at the minors. I think this is going to be a show us something, kid. You're going to be down there until the September 1 call-ups. Now, of course, everything is always, the caveat is, you know, how are the Birds playing? Are they going to be back into playoff contention or not? But I don't think this is just a brief reset. I think Kjerstad is going to be down at the minors for a while. Now, and so again, Heston was sent to AAA. Emmanuel Rivera, who has always shown energy and always played with heart, he's been DFA'd. So we'll have to see what happens there. Let's talk, though, about the return of Jordan Westburg and what this means for the Birds, and it could mean a lot. So he missed somewhere around 5 weeks with that hamstring injury that he suffered in Detroit, actually, late in April. And even before he landed on the DL, he was hurt with some other sort of injury. So he was only hitting .217 with a 657 OPS when he pulled his hamstring. He was amazing last year, but I want to get to some fascinating stats. Look at this for a second. This is from our friends at the Baltimore Sun, who point out that the Birds were 70-46 with Westburg healthy and 21-25 with him injured overall since the start of 2024. So again, since the start of 2024, the Birds have played at a 91 win pace with Westy healthy and a 71 win pace without him. Mansolino called him the glue that holds the team together today. And so that is some high praise. And, again, the numbers haven't been there yet this year, and that's because a very, very limited sample size, 4 dingers, 6 RBIs, 20 hits, 22 strikeouts, again, in that very limited 92 at-bats. But again, this should be a great shot in the arm for the Birds. Speaking of shot in the arm, Cedric Mullins, who leads the Birds with 10 home runs, is also now back in the lineup. That should be a shot in the arm as well as you take a look at his stats. 10 dingers, 31 RBIs, 42 hits. He has the steals. He has been striking out more than normal. But Cedric Mullins back, Westy back, and and hopefully some energy back and a shot in the arm for these Birds who just dropped 2 out of 3 in Oakland, and now are heading into an awfully tough series against an awfully tough pitching staff with Detroit, but namely going up against 2 lefties again. And I pointed this out. I took a deep dive, but this is just absolutely huge. Make that bigger for you. Hopefully you can see it. The Birds against lefties, horrific. Worst in baseball, not even close. 200 average, 276 on base percentage, 280 slugging. So 556 OPS against lefties, and they have to go against 2 solid ones, including Skubal this week. They have to turn this around. When you deep dive into the numbers, it's not like against righties, the Orioles are absolutely amazing. They're hitting 250 with a 739 OPS. But against lefties, number one, they can't get any power. 8 homers in 521 at-bats. They're striking out an inordinate amount of times, 148 Ks in the aforementioned 521 at-bats, and the extra base hits aren't there either. 16 doubles, a triple, and as I mentioned, 8 homers. So the Birds just simply aren't getting it done against lefties, and frankly, they're going to have to in order for the Orioles to get back into this race, and they are 8.5 games back as we sit here today in the wild card, in that final wild card. Let's see what the Birds can do. Westy and Seti are back. Heston and Rivera are not. This is Orioles Digest. I'm Jon Leiberman.